And then the story moves on to show that Joseph and Mary are very good Jews. They follow the law, and they go to the temple to offer a sacrifice. This is what's expected from the law of Moses. Remember, the law of Moses was given to give people a list of instructions for how to show covenantal loyalty to God. And one of them was to offer a sacrifice in gratitude for a child. And what I also love about the law of Moses is it recognizes that not everybody may be able to afford a very expensive sacrifice. And so there's cheaper sacrifices that have the same outcome. And that's why they are sacrificing 2 turtle doves, because they cannot offer a lamb. In fact, the way it worked anciently is that the Israelites believed that the firstborn child was consecrated to God. In order to redeem that child back for the family, you would give a lamb instead. So we have this tradition happening here with Joseph, Mary, and Jesus.
So if you look at this 3D recreation of the temple at the time of Jesus, you can picture Mary and Joseph coming into the court of the women here, as you can see as you look around. You can picture Mary holding this 40-day-old infant in her arms, and you can picture Joseph holding 2 turtle doves or carrying them in a cage of some sort, however they transported them. They're too poor to bring a lamb and offer the lamb for the sacrifice. But some of you are noticing the symbolism here. Mary did bring a lamb to the temple that day. It's just that it's 33 years down the road before the Lamb of God would be offered up as a sacrifice. So in place of that, Joseph hands over his 2 turtle doves. Now, as you walk up these 13 semicircular steps towards this Nicanor gate that you can see, and Joseph now enters the court of the Israelites, he would hand over 1 dove at a time, or one of these pigeons at a time, to a priest who, under the law of Moses in Leviticus chapter 1, would take that turtle dove, wring its neck, pluck out all of its feathers, take out the craw, and then he would throw all of those things on the east side of the altar right here. As you can see, this is the east end. And then the turtle dove or the pigeon would be taken up and burned on the altar. If you now zoom out and look at Jerusalem from a bird's eye view, you can see Temple Mount here, and directly to the east of Temple Mount, down the Kidron Valley and up a little bit onto the base of the Mount of Olives, there to the right, you'll see a little place that we now call Gethsemane. Isn't it hauntingly beautiful symbolism that the Son of God would go there? And it's in Gethsemane when he begins the infinite atoning sacrifice where he will bleed from every pore. Now, if you were to go up to one of those priests that Joseph handed the turtle doves to and said, hey, why are you throwing the feathers and the craw of the pigeon onto the east side of that altar? Maybe they had a good answer for you, but my suspicion is that most of them would have said something like, I don't know. Leviticus 1 tells us, our handbook of instructions tells us that's exactly what we need to do when it's a turtle dove. I don't know why. We have to throw it on the east. Now, as we look through Christian lenses back through the history of time, can you see that haunting symbolism of if you look at a turtle dove right after it's had all of its feathers plucked out, it would have a little drop of blood in every pore. So here we are with a 40-day-old baby going into the temple, and we're already seeing deep, rich symbolism about what that little baby is going to grow up to become, and his suffering that is going to redeem all of us from the fall and from our fallen mortal condition and offer salvation to everybody. The symbolism is profound to me.